Hey, welcome to Foam Rising. We've got kind of an interesting show tonight. We're going to be covering Biere de Gardes. The one that we will be starting with tonight, actually both of these are from a Conroe, Texas brewery by the name of Southern Star, and the first one is called Mort Vivant. After that we'll be doing
Wait a minute. What did you say the first one was called?
It's Mort Vivant. There on the label there.
I feel like we've reviewed that one before.
Have we? If only we could go back in time.
Here's this beer.
And you know what? We put the cans on the table because they're awful. I mean, I come from a marketing background and this just makes me want to bury my freaking face in my hand. I mean, this is such an awful can. This is like putting gold like wrapped in doo-doo towels. I mean, am I right? Is this not doo-doo towels? Dude, we were drunk as shit. Okay, so on with the show. So yes, we have reviewed Mort Vivant before. It was the original batch that came out last year. And honestly, the only reason that we're kind of giving it a second spin tonight is because Southern Star has come out with a new Biere de Garde style of beer, which is called Blonde Ambition?
No, I know you are a big Madonna fan, but it is called Blind Ambition. It is in the same family as Mort Vivant.
So what's different? This is the main thing that I was curious about because I picked up this beer Blind Ambition today. And first of all, the bottle, which we'll show you here in a second, is just cool as all get out. Apparently it was screen printed by a designer by the name of CF, which everybody knows CF.
Yeah, who doesn't?
And really cool design on the bottle. I believe it is some kind of, I don't know what it's made out of. Polyester? No. It's
Probably
some kind of
not.
stoneware and a reusable bottle, which is very cool. Which I thought was awesome. What made me pick it up in the first place and turn it around and notice that it was brewed by Southern Star. Which is interesting because I'm thinking, okay, this is a Biere de Garde by Southern Star. So is Mort Vivant. Biere de Gardes were kind of a dead style of beer for a long time, so it was interesting to me that they would brew another Biere de Garde.
Yeah,
so do you know anything? I mean, I don't know a whole lot about it.
Well,
honestly, I picked up the bottle and was like, this is a flipping cool bottle.
Yeah.
I'm going to get this.
Yeah, you were very ambitious, but you're very blind to what the beer is all about.
Makes perfect sense.
Connect the concept there. Yeah, so I did a little research because I knew you would have some
I tell you
questions.
what, you talk, I'll bust the beer out and start pouring.
While he's talking,
No, you're
I will-
talking. It's got to be your bowl.
While he's talking, I'm going to pour the beer. Strike that, reverse it. So I did a little research with Southern Star, and their best stream of communication seems to be their Facebook page. And
It's good to know.
just dropping little pearls for you there. So one of the things that they were good enough to point out was that this is not, the Blind Ambition is not a repackaging of the Mort Vivant. It is what they would call maybe a more of a cousin to the Mort Vivant, with a little more yeast forwardness, and then also the beer Blind Ambition is much more limited than Mort. I believe they said something on the order of maybe 30 barrels, which translates to maybe 4,500 of the lovely bottles that Michael has over there in his right hand.
So one thing that I think about this bottle that immediately caught my attention, other than the fact that it's a stoneware bottle, it does have a resealable cap on it. So there we go.
Which works perfectly.
Yeah, it's very tight seal, which is great.
That's what you want.
Yeah. And again, I know you really can't get into all of the nice artwork on it, but it is just a very cool screen printing that they've done on it.
and then to comment on the beer that we've already had. As you remember from the flashback that we had a moment ago, I wasn't a huge fan of the original Southern Star seasonal cans. They still use the seasonal cans. I think they're atrocious. One of the things that...
Not so much the concept of using a can.
No, we like cans.
Cans are good, but actually kegs are better, but I mean if you're going to package beer, cans are great. They don't let light in, they don't let much air in at all. I think it was more the artwork.
Yeah, the artwork was pretty rough. And it you know, the design itself wasn't that cool. I think it was really the colors,
yeah,
the palette that they used. It just, oh man.
So you're saying you like to think that maybe you had a hand in...
I would like to think that they saw the episode and thought, you know what, these are doo-doo towels. They really are. Because what they did was they went with the artist that did the original artwork, which you see here. This is what was on the tap handles. This was on the original posters that they did. The coolest beer logo I think I have ever seen. It is, I believe, a World War I style skeleton wearing a trench coat and some type of gas mask. I mean, it's just, it's iconic. And fortunately, they had the idea, don't know where they got it from, that they should put that on their beer. So they actually produced some 750 milliliter bottles, which I picked up today, and immediately saw it and picked it up, mainly, again, just like the other bottle, because the label just looks so incredibly cool. So let's get the bottles off the table, because when it really comes down to it,
It's all about the beer.
it's all about the beer. So color-wise, it's interesting.
How about that?
Yeah, because the Blind Ambition is has more yellow to it, and actually, when I first opened the Blind Ambition, before I even brought my nose to it, I could smell it before I even gave it to it. It has a bit of funk to it. Not gonna lie to you. But held up against the Mort, I don't know if you can see here, but we've got a very yellow beer against almost a golden color. Both of them have lots of bubbles too. Okay, so we've had the Mort before. I feel like it's only fair that we start with the new one, the Blind Ambition.
Why not?
This one straight up smells like cheese.
Cheese.
But like a fancy cheese, not American processed
Yeah,
cheese.
like cheese.
Yeah.
Not
cheese.
Cheese.
Yeah. It has a bit of the acidic.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go
It's
with
gonna
this.
work. Yeah.
It has a very clean finish to it. That cheese funk that you get in the aroma, I didn't really... it's not a funky beer at all.
Not a funky taste.
It would be really good with some cheese, though. I could really go with some like cheese crackers right now.
I could too.
I almost feel like this beer needs to be in the fancier glass. It kind of tastes like a fancy beer.
It is kind of fancy schmancy.
Yeah, I like it.
Well done, Southern Star, and thank you, Alchemic Ale, for the bottle.
Yeah, and this is actually the third in the series by Alchemic Ale, and as far as I can tell, they kind of take beers and bottle them for other breweries. I've had their Yeast Hoist,
Sure.
which was also a really good beer. We're gonna try the Mort like right after this now.
Why not?
Go side by side and see how they compare to each other. So this smells buttery,
Yeah.
whereas this smells cheesy.
Yeah.
So this has a much creamier finish to it than the Blind Ambition does. And it's funny, I mean, you would think that two beers of the same style coming from the same brewery, they would kind of taste the same, but honestly they don't.
You're right on about the cheese comment, because when you go when you go back to that beer, it's all about the cheese.
But again, just in the
I
bouquet.
really want to eat some cheese.
I know, it really makes you hungry for cheese, right?
So, maybe, one of the takeaways, if you do find this beer, buy some cheese with it.
So the bubbles aren't as upfront in the Lamort. Again, this has a little bit creamier of a finish to it, slightly sweeter.
Yeah.
This is slightly more dry, has a few more bubbles to it. I don't want to say like a champagne-y type of beer, but it does have kind of a crisp finish to it, though.
Both very enjoyable.
Our take-home?
Cheese. Man, I mean, two really...
I'm literally going to get out some cheese, and we're going to have some cheese and crackers after this.
Yep, that'll be in the bonus footage.
Not that this is like any kind of pairing show. I wouldn't want to like.
No,
take us up
we
the
don't
back
really.
alley. I mean,
Don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
Here, let me give you something that goes great with beer. Pizza.
Yeah.
All right. So there's your true pairing for tonight. All right. Don't expect that much out of the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that kind of show. You know. They saw the doo-doo towels comment. They know. So
this is not highbrow stuff. What?
I think the takeaway: neither one of these are aging beers. Drink them both now. Fantastic beer. In my opinion, fantasticer beer. I could drink way more of this than I could of that. This is a little dry for my palate. It is a great beer. I don't regret getting it. If you can find it, pick it up. Especially, I like to get my hands on rare beers. So this was, I've only seen this once. So I would say it's definitely worth purchasing. And having them side by side is interesting. So if you can do this. So until next time, I am Michael.
And I am Michael.
And keep drinking.
Don't stop believing.
Welcome to the show. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes good, sometimes bad, some good, some bad. Some things we like, some things we hate, yeah. Some things suck, some things are good. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes good, sometimes bad, some good, some bad.